Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by one of the finalists for the Kulwicki Driver Development Program. That, of course, is Seth Christensen from Pendergrass, Georgia. How are you?
I'm doing great, Casey. How are you?
Doing well. So it has been a crazy few weeks for you. What has it been like just to see how this all has shaped out since you were named a finalist?
Well, to be honest, it's pretty surreal. Just to be included in the top five has just been a dream come true. We applied to the program, not thinking much, just thinking, well, hey, it'd be really cool to apply and see what we can get out of this program, and just to see how we can grow as a driver and off the track as well. And to be named the top 13, and now we're narrowed down to the top five, has just been just amazing. It's a dream come true, and I can't thank people, guys like you and everyone else at the Kulwicki board enough.
Yeah. So, full context, I do work for the program for the audience out there. So, kind of talk about like, you know, you got, of course, we know how you got into racing since, of course, you came on here a few months ago, but it is not the best start to the season for you. Of course, the Baby Rattler did not, well, not even happen. What, just kind of explain what happened there.
Oh man, so that was kind of a letdown to say the least. We went into the weekend on Wednesday with pretty high hopes. A lot of people that I've talked to compare Opp Alabama kind of to it's very similar to Cordeal, the way they word it. The way you drive it, it's pretty similar. You run it a little bit harder, but as far as the line and the characteristics of the track are very similar, and you can see some similarities and differences when you're actually walking the track there. So we were really excited going into the weekend, just thinking we were going to be a contender at the end. We had really good stuff. Mr. Alex Roberts did a phenomenal job the week prior testing, and I feel like we found some good speed there on a longer run on the old tires. So I, again, really excited going into the weekend, really confident. And our practice session Wednesday uh, was really good for all tires. We were really consistent and had really good speed through one and two. I feel like one and two is where everyone struggled. So to get through one and two as good as we did that day, and carrying on and into Thursday morning, we were great. Again, we were going out there with consistent speed, and we were always top three, top five on the board pretty much every time we went out. So to be consistent like that was very felt very secure. We felt very good going heading into qualifying. Just was gonna be we like, hey, we're gonna have a shot to win this thing. We got a good piece. So final practice session rolls around and we go out and just feel sluggish. Just doesn't feel very fast. Like I'm wide open for center of the corner and it's just bogging its way up off. So obviously something was wrong. We made a gear change prior to that. So I was like, okay, it could be the gear, but then I'm watching the oil pressure, and the oil pressure's going down. So obviously that's not a good sight. Pulled off, checked everything, looked at the filter, looked under the heads, or looked under the valve covers, and just wasn't a good sight. Glitter bomb, as you could say.
Yeah.
So uh, unfortunate, but again, things like that happen. Not everyone's perfect. We sent it to the motor builder. We're actually supposed to get it as the time of this recording today at around 4 or 5 o'clock. So hopefully we get that back in and we get to go racing next weekend.
Yeah. So, kind of tell me like where the schedule, where are we going to see you race?
So next weekend is Mobile, March 29th. We'll race at Cordial a little bit. A lot of all the Pensacola races will go there at Five Flag Speedway. We're looking at the Cars Tour race in Cordial just because Cordial's my home track. It's 3 hours from me, so it's pretty close in the grand scheme of things comparing to all the other tracks. Um, we're going to go up to Michigan a couple of times this year with Evan Shotco Motorsports in the super late model division. So hopefully we get some good laps up there. It's our dream again. It's a dream come true to go race up there. It's an amazing track, and I'm really excited to go log some laps there. But all in all, we'll be around in the southeast region, kind of all the tracks that I raced at last year. We're looking at some Montgomery races as well. So Montgomery, Mobile, Pensacola, Cordial. We're looking at some of the Nashville races as well. So we're just trying to stay in the southeast region. I think it's going to be very competitive and put on a good show everywhere we go.
You mentioned you're going up to obviously I think you know where I'm from, right? Of course, with the I am from Michigan, so
That's
it
right.
uh, I know your family has ties to the west side of the state, but What's it going to mean to, and obviously I don't think, I'm not sure if those plans have been set in stone yet and all that, but what's it going to mean if things work out to go up there and race for one of our past finalists actually too with Chaco up in the Grand Rapids region.
Oh man, it's gonna be awesome. Mr. Evan, we've been talking a lot recently, and he's very excited. He's excited as I am to go up there and race. So I've gotten a lot of advice from Evan on how to go about this Kulwicki driver development program, and I'm just very excited to put everything together. Mr. Evan's very smart guy. He's done a lot with what he's had up north, and I'm very excited to go put on a show up there up at Berlin.
Yeah, for sure. No, it'll be exciting. So, okay, so what is you know they talk about like then you become a finalist, then all the other things that come with it. It's not just outside driving the car, but there's a lot you got to do outside the car as well, from the charity aspect of things. And I know you've kind of made your mission clear of what you want to do in that department. We'll get to that in a minute, but the social presence, I know what's that been like to just kind of work on the social media presence and all that because you've got a pretty big following there.
Oh yeah, me and my parents, we've worked hard on the social media stuff, and um, I do think it can be a little bit better. There are always some things that we can see on the back end part of stuff that okay, we can do a little bit better here, a little bit better there. So I think there's a lot to learn from the Kulwicki program and what they'll teach on the social media part and what we can do to project ourselves better.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can do a little bit better job there. But as of right now, I feel like we're doing great. I think there are a lot of things that we're doing different that not a lot of people are. So I don't want to reveal some secrets there, but there are a lot of good things that come with this Kulwicki program, and that's just one of them. But as far as the social aspect there, so many people have reached out to me and given me advice on what to do with this program, and I appreciate everyone that's done everything for me, and I'm very excited to again to put it all together and see what we can do with this program and later on in the year.
yeah. Okay, so you mentioned the social side, the charity side of things, and you've kind of made your mission clear of what you want to do. And actually, it's a personal connection to you to help out because it all goes back to something that you experienced not too long ago.
Absolutely. So I really want to, on the charity side of things, I would really like to represent the FAIR program, the Food Allergy Resources and Education. In March of 23, I came very close to, um, I came very close to having an allergic reaction at the track. So to have that personal connection and to be able to use that to for good to just to raise awareness really. It's as simple as that. It's just to raise awareness about food allergies and how important that is to us and to me in general. Um, and I'm just really excited to represent those guys and do all that I can to make this into a bigger thing.
Yeah. So you mentioned, of course, you're also for people that don't know, you were allergic to peanuts, if I am not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just wanted to get that, that out there. But yeah, what can people do just to make sure that that doesn't happen? Because it's like you don't know. No one really knows. Like when you go into a big event, it's like you just got okay, okay, is everyone making sure of that? It's like, in like middle and elementary school, it's like, hey, everybody brings oh wait, someone's allergic to peanuts, so and all that. So what can people do to make sure that that doesn't happen and make them self-aware of that?
Absolutely. So it all starts in the kitchen, really. Cleanliness in the kitchen. I have a deep passion for that. Cleanliness in the kitchen is the most important part. It's really where it starts. If you go and cross contaminate certain things in the kitchen, that can lead to a lot of bad. There are obviously some allergens that you can mix between back and forth that aren't really included in the meal, but can be transferred into the meal and obviously cause an allergic reaction. And people can die from that. So it's extremely important to be on top of that, be aware of that, and reading food labels. It's as basic as that. If you don't know what's in it, read the food label. If you're at a gas station, you're at Bucky's getting whatever it could be, you're reading the food label. You're making sure whatever you're allergic to is not in that product, and that can be or whatever you're getting it for, whoever you're getting it for isn't allergic to that product. So just being aware of that and making sure that you're making the right decisions on what you're purchasing and what you're giving out is really where it starts. And again, cleanliness in the kitchen, reading food labels, and just doing the right things when you're purchasing items as well. So just making sure you're doing the right things in that aspect is the most important part.
What were you doing when you found out that you were going to be a finalist?
Oh man. So when the top five finalists, I was actually, or when I found out I was in the top five, I was at work. It was Monday morning. Um, I was actually running a forklift. We were unloading a trailer with two of my buddies at work, and I'm sitting there. It hits 9 o'clock, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't make it. And I was so disappointed. And my boss Jimmy comes out. He comes yelling. He's like, "You made it! You made it!" And it was awesome. It was so cool just to sit there and read all the articles that were posted. And oh man, it was so awesome. It was so relieving too. Just to be the first one announced in the top five was just amazing, and you can't beat a feeling like that.
And of course, then of course you got to, get interviewed by one of the top people in the motorsports world with Mark Arrow. What was that like?
Oh man, that was super cool. Just to listen to his voice and immediately go back to like, hey, I know that voice. That was awesome. It was super cool. But I appreciate Mark and everyone that's done all the interviews so far. You, Casey, you've done a lot for me in this program, and I'm very, very excited to see what this turns out into.
We want to thank Mark Arrow for doing that interview for us last week. So, what does it mean to be a KDDP finalist?
It means the world. Just to be able to represent Alan and Alan's story is just amazing. To learn about Alan, all the great things that he's done with so little was just very cool. And uh, just to furthermore learn about him, a lot of things that I didn't know I'm learning today. And Dad's sending me videos when I'm at work about Alan, or an interview with Alan, or an article about Alan. It's very cool to be able to be in the position I am to learn about Alan. And it's a great story. I keep saying that, but it really is. So I'm very excited to see what this turns into later in the year, and hopefully we make the most of it.
All right. Well, Seth Christensen, thanks for spending a few minutes with us, and we'll wish you best of luck at Mobile in a few weeks, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir, Casey. Thank you very much.